What's up, guys? Welcome back to Esk8Exchange, the podcast where we talk about electric skateboards, MBoards, board bumpers, Geckoderm, the convention, whatever else we want to talk about. Just electric skateboards in general. Today in the studio we have got Milo, of course.
Good old Milo's
he's usually around. Then we've got Jacob. Jacob, you're here.
Yeah,
how's it going,
guys?
How's it going? And then we got James.
Yes.
James.
Hey.
James is back.
I'm back, guys. What's up?
We haven't seen you in a while.
It has been a minute.
Yeah.
Pre Esk8 Con, right?
I think so.
Yeah, pre. Yeah.
That was
I think
a long
so.
time ago by now, but
Jacob and I were talking, and we're like, you know what? James, every time he's here, he's just an entertaining fellow. You know what I'm saying? He's just an entertaining guy.
Sometimes it's too much for a lot of people. Like, I get mad. Baby mama gets mad. She's like, you just wake up in the morning and you're just a ball of energy. She's like, I've had enough. That's enough for the next.
Those are the days we need to record the podcast.
Yeah.
Right?
Call us up, be like, today.
Yes,
We're recording
right
today.
now,
Right now.
Right
I just got yelled at by the baby mama.
Yes.
I'm coming
doing
in.
this.
So far now, like that's why I've been coming every week to hang out with you guys. So like this is my day where I've contained all my energy and then I get to let it out today. So it's like by this time, baby mama's got like the kids. She's like, no, it's Mike and Jacob they probably miss you. Go
Go
away.
away.
Out. Yeah.
See you later.
That's why I get to come here and hang out with the fellas and let out all my energy and have a blast.
Well, I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate you taking the time to give us your point of view on some of these topics today.
Yes, they're interesting
So,
topics.
I guess we'll just hop straight into the show. We've got the beginning of every show. We're usually talking about company updates, just real quick, because we usually have something to say about one of our businesses. So, MBoards, last episode. Now I know it's been like 2 weeks since we've had an episode, but last episode we talked about our decks and how one of our decks, our carbon fiber decks, the new ones, one of them didn't feel quite right. We broke it open. We learned a lot of stuff. Yes. So we learned a lot since then. We've got another deck in now since then. Okay. And it feels a lot better.
Okay.
It does feel a lot better. So we've got it set up. We've got it built out. And now the plan is to just go put a ton of miles on it.
Yeah.
So we don't know for sure, obviously, but our initial thoughts, standing on it, riding it around the parking lot, it feels good.
Okay.
Does feel pretty good.
12S 8Ps in that, or
12S 4Ps in it for right now.
Okay.
For right now.
Okay.
We'll have our 8P done soon.
Yes.
Our 8P's just got to be a real slim pack, so we're working on a few of the designs on there. But the 8P, we're working on it. It's almost there. We'll have an 8P in one of these boards soon. But it's got a 4P for now, which is still a very solid battery.
For
but
sure.
Speaking of batteries, we've got a lot of new batteries on our website now. We've got a new Pelican battery, Pelican 1200 case one.
That thing's a beast.
Thing's a beast, so awesome.
Looks like a safe. It's got like a combination to get into it.
Right?
Hey Siri, what do you? Can you tell me the weather today?
Thing's gonna have a countdown on it too.
Dude.
Why is my battery box counting down from 5?
Don't worry about
4,
it.
But it
3?
does have a display on it though, right?
It does have a display. Yep. We've also got the 12S APs on our website now too. Yep. And then we're just gonna keep every time we make a custom pack. Not a custom pack, but every time once in a while we'll have a customer say, "Hey, can I get a 6S 3P?"
Okay.
All right. Well, sure. And then we'll photograph it. We'll throw it on the website for anyone else who needs one. So we're slowly adding the packs to our website, but we're prioritizing like our actual orders. So like there's a lot of different like orientations that we can make that just aren't on our website yet. Yeah. Because I don't want to take the time to build like a 12S 4P and photograph it when I have a mountain of 12S 3Ps to make. So
exactly.
Those other ones are like production prototypes, you could almost call them. Like they are production level. They are completed. They are beautiful. Yes. They're just like
not mass produced.
They're just just don't have a bunch. So
sometimes
that's how you can feel out the market a little bit.
Yep. Another thing that we've added to our website is the heat sinks for the storm cores and Fock boxes, which are awesome. I'm so stoked, dude. I'm so excited that they're out there.
Those are clean.
People were itching to get those, so now that we have those, that's cool. So that's pretty much it for MBoards, like website changes or products. Geckoderm, I walked into the warehouse the other day and Jacob goes, turn around and go just start walking back toward the back of the warehouse. Like, okay. He goes, I go, what am I looking for? He goes, you'll see it. Yeah. And I go, I'm looking around. I don't see I don't see anything. And then all of a sudden I spot it. I'm like, is that it's a bamboo GTR sitting there and it's got this beautiful
cool looking
camo skin on it. I'm just like, okay, like that looks good.
Looks good. I know Jacob sent me pictures. He's all, what do you think? I was like, nice.
Yeah. So we're working on skins. We're working on so we like the Geckoderm's clear protective skin, but there's just something about customization that we have a soft spot for.
Yes.
Just something that's different than
Options.
just clear.
Yeah, it's just we kind of been kicking this idea around, and it stemmed sort of from, you know, doing our initial prototypes. We were going through a lot of our good film, and it was like, you know, getting all these off cuts and things like that. So we had a customer request it, and I figured before we actually sent one out, we better try it.
Yeah.
So we did. It looks
pretty good.
It looks pretty killer.
Really good.
Yeah. I mean, the vinyl we chose was just like a sample kit.
Yeah.
You know, like I have no idea what I would put down there, and realistically, I don't want to choose for anybody. So somebody wants to do it, send me a sheet of vinyl, and we'll take care of it for you.
And we got you. It looks pretty good. So it's on the bottom of the board, the trucks.
And the motors.
Yeah, and the motors looks really good.
It's a little different. Like the core will always be to protect, you know, with our film, with our skins that we're putting on. But these I think are just a little more fun. We'll probably offer them in that you can like double up.
Yeah, that's
so you throw the vinyl down first, and then Geckoderm over the top.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's.
And if you ever want to know what we're talking about and see what we're referring to, follow us on social media. And then in a new tab while you're listening to this, scroll through our Instagrams, and what we're talking about is always there.
Yeah.
So like we'll make sure we post a picture of the new camo skin we're working on, and then that way you can see it, and that's that you can follow along. That's what's pretty much new for Geckoderm. We're trying to experiment with new materials, expand that product line up a little bit. And it's so far so good.
We have a lot of faith in it.
Yeah, no, it's
get
all
everybody
good.
on board.
Yeah,
and board bumpers. What are we doing on board bumpers?
Nothing. Pretty much. Just selling selling those same pulleys that we've been selling.
We've met. We're going to meet with some new manufacturers for some new ways to maybe produce some of these parts.
Yep.
And
here in Vegas.
Quality, and actually bring up the quality too.
Yeah.
Are we talking like an upgrade from like plastics, maybe
to like carbon fiber?
To what?
What?
So we're actually very happy with the quality we're getting from board bumpers.
Yeah.
Like we have no complaints.
Yeah.
The quality is.
I love mine.
It's incredible quality stuff. We're actually going more so for the MBoard side of things.
Okay.
It's our bamboo board, a bamboo version of our board's almost done.
Okay.
But our enclosure is what's holding us up.
Okay.
So we're trying to figure out the best way to do it. We want it to be good. We just don't want it to, like we were talking about vacuum forming for a while, which we still may do because it's just the unit costs are high, but the mold costs are low, and then we can change things a little bit easily. Yeah. A little bit more easily. Okay. But then now we're kind of considering plastic injection molding, which is mostly what everybody else does. Yeah. So we're trying to figure it out. We may even go fiberglass option. I don't know yet. We're just trying to make it good, but we're also trying to. I don't know. Our options are open. Our ideas are open. Our minds are open to all kinds of different materials. But that's sort of like the last piece for our enclosure.
Okay. So my question about the new enclosure is for the bamboo with how flexy it is, what's the best material to use for a flexy deck like that? Is there like something that's like perfect, top notch?
So I think it really comes down to the design. The actual shape is what's going to determine how flexible it really is.
Okay, cool.
Because a piece, if you take a flat sheet of almost any plastic, it's going to flex plenty. Yeah. It's when you mold it into the shapes where you start getting like stress points. Yeah. So if you make the enclosure a certain shape where it has specific places where it's supposed to bend, then it won't break because it's meant to bend in those areas. Like our last sample though, the manufacturer modified our design and added stress fractures. Yeah. So like the moment we put weight on it, boom, broke. Right away. So we're like, well, that doesn't work. So, and I don't think that's a material issue. I think it's a design issue.
Yeah, a design issue.
Like originally our design had that in mind, and then they had to change it because of manufacturability. So now we're looking at different manufacturing methods to get the design that we really want.
Okay.
So we're working on that. It's taking us a minute because we don't want to use an off-the-shelf enclosure. We want to design a new enclosure for this board specifically. Yeah. But deck's looking good though. The deck looks great. We just have to add, I think, a layer or two of carbon fiber and then a layer or two more of bamboo, and then we'll be good to go.
The deck does look great. I got to we'll kind of step on it the other day.
Yeah, it's really too flexible right now.
One more or two more layers.
One or two more layers of plies, however you want to call it. It'll be fine. And then once you add the enclosure on there, it'll stiffen it up a little bit more too. But still, we're getting there. It's just a big old thing. But yeah, so we have a meeting tomorrow-ish sometime.
Yeah.
Ooh.
With
That'd
our
be good.
with a local. So my guess is our services will be very expensive.
Okay.
We won't have to ship anything. We will pick it up.
Okay.
So all
Just
the
drive
shipping
there with
money
the
we
truck.
save.
Might
Yeah.
even be something too where we're just able to do it in smaller batches, and it makes
Yep.
a little more sense. Or prototyping is
Yeah.
easier, to
Yeah.
just do it here instead of the month layover that
Yeah.
it
Mhm.
seems
Right.
to cause.
Well, because I think a couple of the other companies too are changing up their molds on wheels.
On
for
wheels, yeah.
For wheels, it looks like a lot of people are changing up their molds on wheels. So like a lot of people are going to need different style pulleys now. So they're almost
Mhm.
kind of an Apex, like with the Hadian.
Yep.
So it's like an Apex style,
Right.
but it's not.
Yeah. Yeah. Like we won't do that. We'll make sure all of our general like molds like that, like wheels, pulleys, all
your
that are
stuff's gonna be
all
exactly
open.
the same from then till now,
Yep.
and then on to the future.
Yeah, we're not going to change stuff. I'm not going to ever put something on our boards that require you have to buy this from
Okay.
us.
All right.
That's lame.
I thought that's what
That's
we're
super
I
lame.
was like, what is going on with this new pulley thing, man? No, that's cool.
Yeah. So, but some other companies do that, like the Hadian, the new hubs. Like
Okay.
you have to buy.
Yeah.
There's
from
no
that.
aftermarket available for
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think like all of that.
It drives me nuts.
Can we get onto that conversation? Then
Yeah.
maybe?
Sure.
Like maybe
Yeah.
that's just
Yeah.
the next step.
That's it. We're leading into it right now. This
Yeah.
is the build up.
I actually think that just customization also falls into our next category.
Okay.
Just
yeah.
as much as
Right. So before we move on, though, there's a couple quick.
Just want to slap somebody,
There's a couple. I'm calling it. So on to the next category, I'm calling it the next topic. I guess I'm calling it the Great MBoards Reset,
Okay.
because for the longest time I was very committed to expanding our product line, expanding
Okay.
our product catalog, making sure we offer this, and that. Like everything you could think of, we would have it. And we realized that that's not a great approach to things,
Okay.
because you spread yourself really thin over all of these different products. The business is obviously very capital intensive, so it's like when you have 150 different SKUs on your website, it's very difficult to keep everything in stock because things go out of stock at different times, and then there's only so much monthly budget to buy everything. So we're getting to the point where we're shrinking our catalog just a bit to our core best products that we like a lot, upgrading all of those, ordering a lot of those, and getting all those products on a very good schedule where we have plenty of stock coming in over and over and over again. And then once we stabilize that, then we'll start adding the products back in that we've kind of trimmed out before. So that's the idea.
Okay.
Hopefully, the spring we're calling, I guess, the spring cleaning.
Yeah.
Like we're getting rid of a lot of the nonsense in our shop, focusing on some of the best stuff, upgrading a lot of the lesser things.
Yeah. Well, because it's like, why stay with the old stuff if nobody's really using it? Like with batteries.
Right.
How many people are using 18650s right now?
Not that many.
We laughed at we part of our cleaning. I went through like a bunch of labels, and they had all of his battery labels, and they were all for 40Ts.
Yeah.
There's like 5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have so many labels.
Like, well, that didn't last long. He
Yeah.
had 40Ts for like 3 weeks.
We went from 30 Qs to
Yeah.
40 Ts
Yeah.
to P42A. Like, so the 40 Ts last us like, I don't know, 5 months.
One batch.
Yeah.
and
One
they
or
were
two
gone
batches.
So fast.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like,
'Cause
it was 1 or 2 batches. It was insane.
Because I was here the other day, we were taking apart that skateboard, trying to figure
Yep.
out what it was, the battery pack, and so we end up cracking it open. I'm like, oh, 18650s. You got an old pack, like an old
Right.
10S2. He's like, no,
No.
dude, they're
Got
gone,
nothing,
bro.
yeah.
21700 P42As is what's
Yep.
going in
That's
here.
what we only. That's the only thing we use right now. We only, like, the whole industry's moved toward those.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we'll use right now.
Yep.
We're not gonna go backward. I mean,
Why?
the only time we would use anything less than P42A is if they were unavailable.
Okay.
Then we might go to 40 Ts.
Yeah.
Or we'll go to we'll adapt, make sure we have batteries for people. But if it's up to us, we're going P42As the whole way.
Yeah. Why take a step back?
Yep, exactly. The only reason why we would do that is if there was just no availability, but then our packs, we would just add additional options to our website so people could buy those packs for lesser amount of money or whatever.
Yeah.
But hopefully we don't have to do that. I'd rather just rock with one cell.
Well, like you said, China's opening up, so as long as that's
Yeah.
really happening, we can get our batteries.
Yeah.
Right.
All our suppliers are back in.
Okay.
They're all back up and running.
Do all batteries come from China?
No, actually, P42As are actually manufactured in Taiwan. So they're
I really
so
learned something new.
similar,
Well,
but same but different.
Yeah, same.
Same like bike frames. All bike frames come from Taiwan.
Yeah, Taiwan's big on bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but their cells are great. Samsung, I believe, is. I want to say that's China, but it could be Japan. I could be wrong. I totally could be completely wrong. But it doesn't really matter where they're from.
Yeah.
It's the brand, it's the factory that matters.
Well, I just always hear batteries China. So I'm just like,
yeah,
what
I mean,
is
a
that?
lot of
Is
batteries
that
the
too.
completes maybe is more.
Okay.
The completes all, complete boards all come from China.
Oh, yeah.
Except for ours, they'll be manufactured right here in Las Vegas.
Right here in good old America. America.
So I think that's pretty much it for spring cleaning. I mean, one thing. I don't know if you guys have messed with it, but we updated Kit Builder. So like one of the biggest things on our website that I've been wanting to implement for years is a live stock counter.
Okay.
So that you can go to a product on our website, it'll tell you exactly how many of them we have in stock. I've been wanting to do that for years.
It's up and running. You're doing it.
It's not up and running yet, but we have to flip a switch. That's it.
That's it.
So the issue was our old Kit Builder system. So we've since updated that to a new system.
Okay.
Our old system was you would select all your parts and you hit add to cart, and then it would add a Kit Builder item to your cart with with a list of all the products you added.
Okay.
And it would just be whatever price it was, the total. But when you checked out, it's like a unique product. It's like it's a one-of-a-kind kit. And then all of those items that you bought wouldn't actually count in our stock system. So you'd have to go manually update all that later, which just took forever.
Yeah.
Now, when you go through your Kit Builder, you hit add to cart, it adds every single individual item that you selected into your cart. And when you purchase it, it actually tracks stock properly.
Okay.
So that's the only hurdle we had. Now we just have to actually go out and count everything, compare it to what we have outstanding, and then we'll actually have a legitimate count. So we're probably about a week away from having a real stock counter, which would be exciting. Yeah,
that'll be nice.
I'm excited. So that's the biggest thing that we were trying to work on this year. In January, I sent out an email promising that we would get that done. I know it's May now,
How did that change? From the website, was there any change on that side?
So we had to,
as far as choosing your kits and things like that.
Yeah, so before Kit Builder we were using this Shopify plugin, product customizing app. But now we're using an external form builder that generates a unique URL. When they click add to cart, it's a unique URL that adds all the different products in this super long URL. So that's how it works.
Okay.
So now it's not actually integrated into our website. It just utilizes specific URL handles to generate their cart, which is totally separate. So it's just running. Yeah. So when you get to your cart, it is just a vanilla cart of all your items, which is awesome.
So can you select stuff from your used parts too for the Kit Builder?
No, you can't. But you can select that you have your own XYZ, and then you could go in and add those products in separately
from your used section, the blemished section.
Yes, the used section is getting filled. We have a ton of stuff we're adding this week.
Racks filling up.
Racks are filling up with a lot of different used and refurbished stuff. Some of it is damn near brand new.
Yeah.
It's just
a lot of that is demo stuff. We used it once. Hey, does this fit? I don't know. Put it on.
Yeah, let's take it around
fits.
the block.
Oh,
dang, now what do I do with it?
I scratched it
so many
barely.
wheels.
Yeah. So we have a lot of stuff that has a single
broken.
You can tell that a screw was put in.
Yeah.
But there's a little ring around
gently worn or broken.
Otherwise, it does not affect performance at all.
Dude, what's so funny is we'll have a motor that's got a small scratch in it or something. We can't sell it as new, but damn well the moment that thing gets put on a board, it's gonna get scratched. So it doesn't really matter, but still we can't sell it as new. Yeah. So anyway, great little hack for MBoards, I guess, is you'll go get some used stuff there.
Yep. No virgins on the used rack.
Right.
That's right.
and there's actually all kinds of stuff that we never even sold. They're just miscellaneous parts that we
that are there.
Tested, acquired randomly, just stuff we never actually stocked. So it's kind of fun. Okay, so our main topic for the day, we can move into this, and this is kind of goes with customization, is the right to repair movement in general.
Ooh.
So now, obviously, this affects much more than just the Esk8 community.
Yes.
It's really mainly phones, computers, consumer electronics, cars, anything.
All sorts of stuff.
All sorts of stuff.
Pretty much anything almost with a chip.
I mean, any electronics, pretty much.
Yeah.
It really is. So I feel like I've got somewhat of a unique perspective because I'm on the other side of it. Now, obviously, I'm a consumer as well. So this right to repair benefits me as a consumer, but it's also something I have to think about as a business owner.
Yes.
Now, we don't manufacture really that many electronics per se, but we do stock quite a few of them.
Yeah.
So there's a couple different things that I'm having trouble understanding, like we're called out on Instagram lately over a sticker we have on our storm cores.
Yes.
And I just don't understand. Now, maybe you guys in the comments can help. Maybe you have a perspective you can share with me, because you're more of a consumer here than I am. I don't buy things new.
Yeah.
I buy them all wholesale.
Yes.
I don't ever buy Esk8 parts.
Yes.
So I'm kind of got a weird sense of reality with with skateboard stuff. But the biggest thing people get bothered by, or at least when we got called out on Instagram, is this seal that we put on our storm cores.
Okay.
Because the reason why it's there is if there's something wrong with it, that we will replace it. But we don't need you or necessarily want anyone opening it and digging around in it and making things worse or totally breaking it when maybe it wasn't broken.
Okay.
We got called out on Instagram over it because, this is anti-right to repair, yada, yada, yada. But I'm like, here's the thing, though. Like, here's my perspective. The storm core is made by LaCroix. We don't manufacture it.
You don't.
So the issue is we're not the sole distributor of them.
Okay.
So there are hundreds of storm cores out in the world that we have nothing to do with.
Yeah.
They never entered our shop. They were sold directly from LaCroix, whatever.
Okay.
So our issue is we've had people, especially with our basic ESCs, right? They're so general. There's hundreds or thousands of those out in the world. They'll buy something from us. They'll buy an ESC from us. Then they'll take their old one that's broken and then claim that's the one we sent them, and they'll send that one back in.
Dirtbags.
Yeah. So people steal from us, and it happens all the time.
I mean,
and then the storm cores are no different. So the only way we can combat that is to put our own serial number on there and to make sure people can't take them apart and reassemble them. And that works pretty well.
Okay.
But now we get called out because it's anti-right to repair, because if you remove that sticker, you void your warranty.
Yeah.
However, where I'm struggling is thinking about it is if it's under warranty, why would you want to try to repair that yourself when you could just send it in and get a brand new one?
Okay. Right.
I cannot fathom. Let me desolder a chip off my storm core.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Yes.
Well, when I could just get a brand new one.
Yeah. Well, I know the mind frame of some of these DIY guys are just super DIY. So their thing is, if it breaks, I can fix it. It doesn't matter because I know a little bit about Esk8, or I know a bunch about Esk8, or one wheels, scooters, like whatever it is. Some of these guys are super into, they want to know why it broke. And they don't want to them like $35 to send it, or even I'm pretty sure
but if it's a warranty thing, we would cover the shipping.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So sometimes, it could be for free, but they want to crack it open and see what's going on. And so I think that the gripe was how come I'm not allowed to crack it open and look at it? Well, because we have dirtbags that replace stuff, and maybe something wasn't wrong, but so say they crack it open and they do more damage to it, and then they send it back. Well, hey, look, this has been done and this has been done. So that's why it's not working anymore. So I understand from the warranty side of the business owner, but I also understand from the DIY prospect of they want to know why, what, how, so that if it happens again, they can fix it. Yeah.
Well, and then my biggest thing is it's like we had a storm core go out. Like we trust the LaCroix's QC process. So we haven't had to do too much. So they missed one unit, never got firmware installed on it.
Okay.
So it totally is functional, like it's like physically, but there's no firmware on it, so it doesn't actually connect to Festool. Yeah. It doesn't continue. It doesn't stay on because they didn't program. Like you have to actually flash the firmware on there.
How many of these storm cores have you seen messed up? Like, is it a rare
thing? We have not had any. We've had one come back so far.
Okay. That's 100.
We had 100, so 1%.
That's pretty.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
We've had one come back so far.
Really
actually two. One was truly not right, and one was simply there was no firmware on it. But my point with that is if they open it up and mess with it,
exploded by the customer though.
Oh, dude, somebody blew theirs up, but that clearly he shot
this guy. It looked like he shot it with like a shotgun. I was like, dude, how did he do that? Right, there's holes in it.
But my point in that is they receive a unit. Maybe there's no firmware on it, which. I don't know how that happened, but it happened. Yeah. But what's funny is LaCroix must have realized it because they said, "Hey, we may have accidentally sent you." Okay. Now this is after the fact. It's so funny. It all happened. They said they may have accidentally sent you one without firmware. Okay. So let me know if a customer experiences this specific set of issues. Yes. I said, actually, Alex, we just got this one back to us for this very reason.
I think that customer had reached out.
Yeah. Now maybe that was true. Anyways. they were proactive about it though, so I was very thankful for them.
That's good.
But anyway, had they opened, so again, the storm cord's physically fine. It is fine. It just needs software added to it. So if they were to just assume that it was broken and pop that thing open and do damage to it, when there was none of that needed to happen. Yeah. So to me, it's like once you're out of warranty, then you pop that sucker open and you take a look. But until then, just don't mess with it. Yeah. I can't fathom let me pop this thing open and like desolder some shit.
Yeah, the only people that just want to pop it open and take a look are the ones that are trying to design one just like it.
Oh, okay.
You know, so like there's proprietary information that goes inside of these things.
Yes.
There's no different. Like you can file all the patents and all the copyrights and everything you want on whatever product you think is just yours.
Yeah.
And somebody can open it up, look at it and say, I only need to change 15% of this.
Yeah.
And it's now mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like, is that fair? Well, I mean, that's the legal system.
Yeah.
So
and then
companies deal with that on a daily basis.
And there's nothing stopping anyone from doing that. And like, that's not what we're getting at. Our whole thought is if it's under warranty, you don't mess with it. Just send it in. And then if it's after it's out of warranty, then you are free to do whatever you want.
Yeah, like we're gonna do with my one wheel.
Yep. So it's like, to me, it's like as a business owner and as that side of it, I just don't understand. Like, I agree, you should have the right to repair. You bought it, you have the right to repair it. But then, do I have to be forced to cover warranty on a botched repair?
Well, also
that doesn't seem fair.
You
to
are
me.
allowed to open it up before your warranty's over, but then your warranty we're just not gonna.
Well, I had Mike like tell me something that was really good the other day because I bought a one wheel Pine X the other day and I came to Mike and I was like, look, man, there's a couple things that these may or may not. There's a couple problems that may or may not happen. Let's crack it open. Let's look at the battery pack. Let's do this, do that. He said, why? Because if we crack this open right now and we tinker with one thing and there's something that's wrong with it farther down the road and it's under warranty and you send it in, it now creates a different problem or something else that now they won't even do any work on your one wheel because you voided your warranty.
Or they will do work on it, but they're going to charge you
full price.
Full price for bench fee and parts.
Yeah, and then that's where it gets real pricey. So yes, I understand where it's coming from, where you're coming from on that one. But it's like sometimes, man, it's like, look, I paid for it. Let me do what I want with it.
But
why?
you can, and nobody is ever stopping that. What happens is the hypothetical situation, which obviously it's not so hypothetical because obviously this is happening to people. Yeah. But the scenario that I'm going to just say is most likely happening is that something under warranty is being opened up. It's being looked at. Manufacturer says, why did you do that? Right? Like, and the guy's like, well, I have a right to do this. You do. You can do anything you want. But the manufacturer or the company owner, whoever, also has the right to justify or to stipulate what their warranty is.
Okay.
Right? A warranty is not a legal document coming from the government. It's just a piece of paper that you can write and say, I'll warranty you for the next 24 hours. Okay. Right? Like anything. It can be any period of time. Yeah. And so if in that period of time.
With any amount of stipulations.
Anything they want to do.
Okay.
And if you agree to it, you bought that product, and you agreed to that warranty.
And my opinion is buy from a company with a legitimate warranty with good terms.
If that's what you're worried about. If you don't care. Yeah. If you don't care and as soon as you're going to get this, you're going to crack it open. Yeah. You don't care what that warranty says. You're basically pissing it to the wind. Okay. What happens, though, is people crack it open under warranty. They do whatever they want to do. They think they fix it, and they go, oh, crap, I made a small problem huge. I think it's... So now I'm going to contact them and say, hey, this is still under warranty, so I need you to fix this.
Yeah, I think...
Right? It doesn't work that way.
I think it's probably a good idea of while it's under warranty, let's just send it back to the manufacturer to get it messed with. Like if it's got to be fixed or something and it's under warranty, why even hassle with it? Okay, you're not going to have your board for a week. Why you got to ship some stuff? But let the pros do it,
Right.
I don't cut my trees out front because I'm not a pro. I leave that to my tree cutters. So I don't die cutting my own tree.
So back to what I was saying. So my biggest thing is it kind of annoyed me that we got called out on Instagram over anti-right to repair when our whole thesis here at MBoards with our new boards is every single connector standardized, everything modular. Our BMSs and our batteries are modular. Everything is modular and able to be fixed by the customer. Yes. That's been the rhetoric from day one. So it just irritated me that we even got lumped in with Future Motion.
Yes.
Because like the biggest hate right now is with Future Motion
and
is
the right
that
to repair.
when you unhook your battery,
Yeah.
you brick your ESC.
So update on that.
Okay.
The lawsuit with JW
Okay.
and everything, they pretty much lost it.
Future Motion lost it?
Yep.
So they have to reverse that?
So kind of what the word is right now is that they're going to be refiling in Texas now.
Oh, so who lost?
So Future Motion. So they filed in California. JW is out of Texas.
Okay.
So apparently, I guess there's like a legal. I'm not too sure. I don't know. Like I read this on the Facebook forums last night, and I was trying to dig into it this morning. But so far from what's happening is Future Motion lost their lawsuit or it got dismissed or something. But basically, they lost their grounds in the state of California, and they're getting ready to refile in the state of Texas against JW again because that's where JW is.
Okay. And remind me, who's JW?
JW is the battery makers that make these other battery packs and also make the chips for
that's right.
Yeah, so they make it so that you can so Future Motion was really trying to make it so that nobody else could do anything to their boards. And the new GT came out, so they made it so if you unplug the battery, it bricked the entire board.
Right.
So that's what really sparked all this right to repair chaos. And so Future Motion basically was like, look, we think it's unsafe for other people to build these battery packs and send them to you with these chips that now make it so that your board that was only meant to do this now does all these other things, you know? And so I don't know exactly. I'm going to look into it, figure out more what's going on, but that's just kind of what's
And I've got two opinions on this. Okay. Let's say I'm Future Motion and someone puts in a DIY battery into my board. They close it up. It still looks like a one wheel. Yeah. I go ride it. And then it catches fire, and now I got news reports all over that one wheels catch fire, and now it's damaging to my business. Yeah. So it is such an awkward, weird coin to flip here because in one aspect I'm very DIY. Yeah. I would like to add upgraded batteries to my stuff. Yeah. But at the same time, I understand the desire for companies to not want to allow that because it could potentially have, big issues for them. Yeah. So I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, I think bricking the ESCs that's out of line. That's a step too far. Now adding
you read though like kind of where like what the basis of like the right to repair movement is, right?
So the right to repair, what they want, the movement, what they want.
This shit blew my mind.
This is the part that I was like, okay, They want to be supplied or the ability to buy the proper tools to do the repairs. Okay. They want access to the information to do the repairs. Okay. Then they want the ability to install custom software on this hardware. And that's where I'm like, no. Yeah,
you may as well be an employee. Yeah. Like that's insane. You're a damn employee for the company at that point. They've given you everything except for like the design drawings to have you go have it built yourself.
The software part's like a little too much. I understand like, okay, let's open up a shop. Let's make it so that people can come to like the Float Life, like a main place in California. Everybody knows about
certified service centers.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Certified. Bring it in. Like, hey, it's a ESC problem. Cool. Let me do this. Let me call up them. Warranty. Bam. Do we send it to them? We got already some in stock. It's cool. Tire thing. Don't worry. Grip tape, sensors. We got it. But now the software stuff, like being able.
That's crazy.
It's we can have this same argument that this same argument happened 4 years ago, 5 years ago, of course, with Evolve. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Right. And they kept saying it happened with board bumpers. It's like, it's a prime example. They said, if you change those out, change your gear pulleys, you're avoiding your warranty. Yes. Makes no goddamn sense.
That's not appropriate either.
And they literally sell other options to change your pulleys. So people are like, what? This doesn't make any sense. You're telling me I can buy it differently, but if I do it myself, you're telling me if I change my grip tape, it's voiding the warranty, but yet you're advertising customized boards. Yes. Please tell me why this makes sense. So this same thing happened 5 years ago, and people went through this whole argument of like, blah, 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 Evolved. And guess what? It's all quieted down. You know how you get your board fixed with Evolve? You send that shit in. Yeah. And that's the only way. Yeah. There are no service centers. You want to fix it on your own? Go ahead. Well, fix it on your own, but you're not going to get any help.
My engagement ring is actually the same way. This is like not really in line, but it's the same thing. we were talking about going and getting it inspected because you're supposed to do that and make sure the prongs are still tight so that the diamonds don't fall out.
Yes.
And we bought it from the company Brilliant Earth, and they do have stores, but you cannot service jewelry at the stores. The closest store to us is in California. They do have a lifetime warranty, but if you get your ring, like if you get the prongs tightened at any other jeweler other than mailing it into them, then you void your lifetime warranty.
Yeah.
Right.
Huh.
And
if your diamond falls out,
and I kind of agree with it. I kind of agree with it because if someone doesn't do the right thing and your very expensive diamond falls out, why is that Brilliant Earth?
Because those
but it was frustrating. Yeah, they are. They're really small. But it was frustrating when we learned about it.
He did good on that one.
He did good. It was frustrating when we learned about it because one, I don't want to be without my ring for any longer than I have to, and two, the thought of putting a diamond into the mail and just shipping it off and then them having to ship it back, and then how often are you supposed to do that over the lifetime of a diamond?
So when you ship the mail, is it like covered underneath mail warranty?
They do.
Like, what happens if it disappears?
You overnight FedEx it with insane insurance on it.
Yeah.
But it just, so
but
then,
still,
the
like, sentimental value is not replaceable.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of exactly sentimental value and then money value in a little package being trusted with some people that I don't know. Like, cool.
Because when I bought the ring, I ordered it, right? And it showed up. But if that had gotten lost, they'd have sent me another one. There's no sentimental value until I proposed to it, right? So that sentimental value is not there. You can get it replaced, whatever. Yeah. But anyways, it's a little different. We don't really have sentimental value with our boards.
Okay. But
we do a little bit, but it's different.
Do. I name mine, so all of them.
But again, it was a choice that we talked about that, we can mail it in and put that risk.
We can drive to California.
Oh, that's not that bad.
No, you can't do it at the California store. You have to mail it in.
Well, let me find out. You got to
the other option. The other option is that I can go to a local jeweler.
Yeah. Or in our case, do it yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Which again, let's say you
you
are a certified jeweler and you have this ring, right? You have this ring and you're like, well, shit, I can fix this.
Yep.
Are you like, you're certified. You are better than the place you're going to send it to. And at the end of the day, if it's under warranty, you shouldn't touch it.
Right.
You shouldn't touch it.
And sometimes there's people who think that they are professional jewelers when they're not.
Well, here's my opinion. If that diamond falls out, that's the sentimental part.
Yeah.
If it falls out and is lost and it's covered under warranty, what's going to happen? They are going to replace that diamond. Okay, that diamond means nothing to me, right? Mm-hmm. But in the flip side, I could just go to I already have insurance on the ring. Yeah. We pay for insurance every year. If it falls out there, the insurance will pay for a new diamond.
Yeah.
So now my thought is, well, then let's might as well just go to a local store, avoid the warranty, because at the end of the day, that diamond's going to get lost or not. But if it does get lost, it's whether Brilliant Earth pays for it or the insurance company pays for it. I don't care. Same difference.
Yeah.
And then I don't have to ship it back and forth.
Yeah.
So I know we're way off topic of Esk8 now, but it's the same. It's the same, but
I was
different.
just trying to show that in other industries, it exists.
It does. It covers a broad spectrum of stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, I know electronics are a little bit more complicated because there's more inputs and outputs and different devices that all hook together. So, like in my opinion, I think if One Wheel wanted to do their best to avoid third-party batteries, they go the Evolve route and go specific BMS that requires a special port, and then proprietary connectors. Yeah. If a company wants to go through all the hassle and reverse engineer all that stuff to get their custom batteries to work, then they win. They get to sell batteries.
Correct. Yeah.
And if they can't, then they can't.
Rip it all out and start new.
Right.
Go ahead, start new.
Yeah. Right.
There is that company though. They basically did the same thing. Float Wheel.
Yep.
And One Wheel totally ran them out of it.
Yeah.
So there are all these other.
But all they have to do is get out of the U.S.
Yeah.
And that was the only rule.
And the patents are coming out. Their patents are going to be. So how does a patent work? Does a patent only have a certain amount of time? Because this is the thing that I keep.
It has a certain location.
The patents are up at a certain time, and it's looking like it's 2033. I keep reading that patents are going to be up. So does that mean, bam, now somebody else can go take the One Wheel and go?
So there's design patents, there's utility patents. Okay. Design patent is for more of a design language, I believe. And then utility patents accomplishes a very specific task using a specific mechanism.
Okay.
I believe
there's
both of them have. Now, I'm not a patent lawyer, obviously. I'm sure half of the shit we do violates patent laws every day.
Just about talking about them, probably.
but there's certain time frames.
frames.
Same thing with copyright laws.
So when that time frame is up, that's what I'm at. So when
it's
that
when it
time
opens
frame,
up, they give you a certain. This is why like
No.
what
Okay.
Oh, you looked it up.
Google. Somebody get
Hang
the
on.
phone out. Okay.
Utility patents expire 4, 8, and 12 years after issuance.
Okay.
But they actually expire 3.5, 7.5, 11.5 years. There's a 6-month grace period, and you can pay a maintenance fee
to reapply.
Oh,
reapply it.
wow.
So it can last forever?
Yes, in theory, you can have a patent forever.
Oh,
Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
And they'll pay it. They'll pay
Because
it.
you would have
Hell
you would
yeah,
have
they'll
to
pay
let
it.
it. You would have to let it expire.
Yeah. Well, if the money keeps rolling in, yes. But if the money stops rolling out,
2033,
Kyle's gonna
bro.
end up selling it.
One wheels are going to be the least of our worries.
Yeah.
There's going to be
Exactly.
some craziness, but
So
the reality is like,
Jetpacks.
you know.
well, and I
Jetpack
think
skateboard, bro.
that's like
on-
with medication, like a certain amount of years
Uh-huh.
last, and then all of a sudden, finally after so many years, a generic version can come out.
Okay.
So like, there's some kind of copyright laws, patent laws there too. That like, I'm sure it's different because it's medication.
Yeah.
But still, like these laws are.
There used to be way looser laws like that for copyright and
But
everything.
Disney-
But actually, Disney was a big driving force.
Disney
in that.
was like 1 or 2 years away from losing Mickey Mouse.
Ooh.
That
And
was
they
about
weren't
to
gonna
go
let that
public
happen.
domain.
They're not.
It was about to go public domain. And they said, and they lobbied the shit out of it. So now now copyright laws last like 99 years or something insane.
All because of Mickey Mouse.
But there are some things that did enter public domain before that was issued. Like that's why there's a million movies about Cinderella, because Cinderella used to be copywritten. It was but eminent domain. But now it's public domain.
Yeah.
So and no one can get it back once it's in public domain. You can't get
That's
it back.
it. You cannot copyright it anymore. But again, different thing.
Yes.
That's not what we're really talking about.
Same, but different.
Same, but different. But I think when you unplug something and plug it back in,
It shouldn't break it.
they should not.
Yeah.
That should definitely
It's
not.
kind of like I had a very wise guy tell me one time that the best agreement happens when both parties lose a little bit. You know,
Best agreement? Okay.
Yeah, the best agreement. So it's like when it comes down to this right to repair thing, it's like, okay, yes, to a certain degree you can repair your stuff, but to a certain degree there's stuff that's covered underneath warranty for a certain reason that needs to be shipped back to the dealer, the manufacturer, or wherever your repair center, whatever it is, until it's not covered in warranty. Then, dude, if you want to crack it open after that, then cool. But you know, like there should be little things that shouldn't matter, and then there should be big shit.
It could be something as simple as the technology just isn't there yet. And I say that because you look at an Apple iPhone, and for years you bought an AT&T, excuse me, you either bought the AT&T, the Verizon, or the T-Mobile, or you had to buy the phone that went to your carrier, right?
Yep.
And then you say, oh, I want to switch to Verizon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got to get a new phone.
Yeah,
but it's the same phone,
Yeah.
but it's a new phone.
Yeah.
But it's not, you know what I'm saying? And then 1 year magically, like, no, they all work.
Yep.
Like now you just buy a phone.
Yeah.
So something changed, right?
Well, it's the modem. It's the modem inside of it.
Okay, so there you go. So now
They put both of them in there now, so that
now
covers
you look
both.
at One Wheel, right? How can One Wheel expand it or whatever, or any of these companies to make it what's the word to use here? Like not easier for people, but like more universal.
Okay.
At what point though is it like you're so universal it's not yours anymore?
Well, and then at a certain point, it's like you still have to make good business decisions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Putting an XT90 on your battery is not a good business decision.
Yes.
An iPhone, I would also argue, is less consequential
Right.
on the fall of the company. Like there's not a lot that you could do to an iPhone that could potentially make it kill someone.
Right.
But
Yeah.
a One Wheel,
Yeah,
you
there's
know,
all sorts of
It's
stuff.
true.
that could
right.
happen.
Right.
So
So I'm not arguing against right to repair. I'm arguing for right to repair. However, with reasonable, it has to be
It has
reasonable.
to be within reason.
I mean, because again, like if it's my product or if I'm One Wheel and I invent all this different whatever, whether they invented anything or not, I don't know.
Well,
but
no.
whatever, they put this product together, they patent it. Why? Like I think when you unplug something and plug it back in, that is ridiculous. That locks them out.
Yes.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I think that was.
But
more
I
of a
don't
fit
think
that they were
I
throwing.
don't think it's a ridiculous thing to put proprietary connectors on it and go, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck, world.
Yes.
Maybe you can break our BMS. Maybe you can't.
Yeah.
And if you can, again, I think you win. You get to sell batteries now. Like, but other than that, I don't see why you have to be forced to give information, forced to do anything
Okay.
as a private business.
Okay.
I don't
Technically,
know.
you don't. You're a private business.
So that again, I know that I might not be saying what everyone wants to hear, but I do think like
there's two sides to the coin.
You have to protect your own. I don't know, like
you have to protect your own ass, bro. Say it.
Well, yeah, I mean the businesses do have to protect their own asses, but like, see, like we don't have patents. We're not dealing with stuff like that. Yeah. So like none of that our stuff even really almost applies to this.
Okay, well,
but and it's just weird. It kind of does. Like our complete boards coming out though will be very, very right to repair centered.
Yeah,
you'll literally be able to do anything you want with these boards, and we won't be able to stop you.
You want a different battery? That's fine.
Go ahead. Yeah, that's the whole point in our new boards is if you don't want to use us anymore, you can go and use anybody else that you want.
But what happens when a board shows up with parts on it that you didn't sell them? Then what are you gonna do?
So in theory,
are you allowed to work on it? Or?
So in theory, our boards don't have a single warranty. Okay. It has a warranty for every individual item.
Okay.
Now, as long as the parts that are all there now, so let's say they swap their battery out.
Yeah.
As long as it's a voltage or a battery that is technically compatible with the storm core, then the storm core is still covered.
Okay.
Now, if there's clearly that battery has shorted and blown your VESC, that is, or your storm core, that is, again, that's not our responsibility. Now, if our battery did that to yours, well, then it's our bad. But again, if you want to make sure you can guarantee yourself, warranty, hi buddy.
That was my wrist on your butt.
If you want to guarantee yourself that there would be no issues, then I think you got to leave stuff alone.
Okay.
No, but again, it's very rare. If you want to plug a new battery into your board and a motor goes out, honestly, it's probably a motor problem or whatever, and we'll be happy to
back that thing up.
Yeah, dude, what's up?
We'd be happy to do the warranty. So I think that's where we stand is as long as the new product didn't clearly ruin something else that wasn't ours.
Okay.
There's no issues with warranty.
Yeah.
So now we can't touch that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, so like your battery blows somebody else's ESC.
Okay.
Your battery still works, but now my ESC's dead.
Yeah, so when we sell individual items, we can only warranty the thing that we sold you.
Okay.
If something unfortunate happens with that battery and your ESC, it just kind of sucks.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I can't warranty anything beyond. Here's the answer for that one, and maybe Maddie's about to say it. When you reach out, just don't be a dick.
No.
Don't be a dick, right? And maybe, like, things will work out for most people if they are just not a dick.
Yes.
The manager for Evolve, I talked to him multiple times, and he's like, I like sending you shit because you're not a dick. Because everybody else I talk to, they're just jerks. And I don't want to send anything to anybody because you're a jerk.
There's so many times where people are just like out of their way nice, and we're like, what can we do for them?
Yeah.
Right.
Like they're so cool. Like what can we do extra for them? And of course, like just because you're mean, you'll still get help. But I think people expect that if they threaten us and call us names, that they'll get what they want. And actually, I'm
that's
less willing to bend over backwards. Of course, policy is always followed no matter how you treat us. Yeah. So that's constant. Right. Yeah. Like if you're entitled to that, that's what you get, whether you're an asshole or not. But it's just about like, how willing to accommate we're going to be.
It's that gray area of like, oh man, like what do we do? Because those situations happen daily. Well, where Mike says, man, I just don't know what to do. Policy says this, but like we're in a gray area. So you have to take what you've always written down, and that has to be your baseline. You can adjust if it's, agreed upon by both. In that instance, like just reach out, man, and say, this is the problem. What can we do?
And you get more.
Can anything be done? And maybe that company says, look, nothing can be done. And you just say, fuck. Okay. All right. Like, what do you do? But like,
there are times where there isn't anything that we can do just because of like the nature of the situation. And people are like, well, you can do something. It's like, well, sure. I your package says delivered and there's a proof of delivery slip, but you say you never got it.
Oh.
Okay,
that's a sticky situation.
It is.
What do you guys do about that?
So
it depends. It depends.
It's tough because I believe you that it might have been stolen from your porch.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, why is that our responsibility?
And there's also times where
it's tough.
There's also
Come on, James.
I feel like I would be so mad if something said that it was delivered and it wasn't delivered. But the problem is there's too many dirtbags in the world to go around just trusting people on their word, bro. So if I was in Mike's shoes and the computer thing he says it got delivered and everything is signed, sealed, and delivered that they use multiple times every single day for year in and year out, dude, your stuff got delivered. I'm sorry.
It's tough. It's very rare. This situation is very rare.
If you don't like it, cash me outside.
It's an example that I can come up with that we were expected to replace the products. And of course, as a consumer, that's what you want. You want them to just send you a new $600 package. But as a company and as a small company, if every time somebody said, well, I didn't get it, we just took their word for it.
We would be out of business.
Yeah, you would.
We wouldn't be able to survive.
And you can't just you don't just file insurance. Like,
you know what we've done?
Hey, we'll just do an insurance claim real quick and get our money back.
We've explored the thought of putting a small tracking device in the packages with inside an envelope that's got a return label on it.
Okay. That
if they just take that package once they receive their box and put it in the mail and send it back to us, we'll give them like a $5 to $10 credit.
Cool.
It's how much of those tracking devices and how many return labels do we realistically need to buy? If we do that 1,000 times a year, we might as well not do it and just put all that money toward
R&D.
Yep. So, anyways. I think that's anyways, just let me know what you guys think about the repair, the right to repair. It's an interesting topic. Like I see both sides of it. I think realistically companies need to strive to just be reasonable. I don't think they have to unlock all their secrets for every single person who demands it. I just think they have to have a reasonable warranty and a reasonable way of conducting business. Unfortunately, you cannot put a law that says be reasonable, because what does that even mean?
It doesn't really
reasonable means different things to different people.
Yeah, nobody knows what it means.
I just hope other companies are reasonable, and I think everything we've done as far as right to repair going is beyond reasonable, because we're all very open about everything we're doing with our connectors and all that. But anyways, I think that's about it for our show. It's a long show, I think, today. But I appreciate you guys watching. I know it's been a little while. We will be back next week. We will continue to be here every week. We took a little 2-week break, but it's okay. We're back. And thank you guys for watching.
Send us some notes on things you want us to talk about, things you want to see on the show. We'll have some new segments next week, a little more focused. But
yep, absolutely. All right. James, thank you. Jacob, thank you.
Yep, see you guys.
We will see you next week.
Bye.